presentation on smart solutions in school education. Everyone, let's please welcome on stage, help me in welcoming. We have Mr. Javed Durmani, CEO, Joinbotics Technology Private Limited, India. Everyone, let's please join our hands together for Mr. Javed.
Very good morning, one and all present here. I am representing Joinbotics India Private Limited. We are a company based in South India, and this is the first time we are presenting ourselves in North India, that's in Delhi. So I was part of Global Education Summit earlier also, where I was working with different companies. But now I'm representing my own startup, where we are implementing STEM subjects for the school. And to take you through, I'll just show one video about the company intro, and then I'll come to my presentation. Yeah, these are just the glimpses to show you like what all things we do. The same thing I will be just showing in my presentation as well. But this is what gives a clear picture about Joinbotics implementation related to STEAM. So earlier we used to call it as STEM. Now we say the same thing as STEAM by adding an art component to it. So when we say these implementation, we act as a support team or a collaborator for teachers, students, parents, and the school, where we like, as we all know that teachers are well capable of giving them science in the classroom, maths, all these subjects what they teach, but we are the one who bring the technology to them, and we make sure that they practically understand all those concepts what they study in their syllabus. We, being a robotics implementer, we have many visions with us, like where we want to build technocrats, like who will be taking the next steps or in the innovation category. So we teach them, like we give them an exposure for all the subjects or streams what they will be coming across when they choose their career. So earlier, like when we used to learn, when we were in schooling, there was nobody who will be guiding us like which stream you should be choosing it. But we used to like listening to our parents, okay, you are going for engineering and you have to do engineering only, because that time software was in boom. Like we were like told that you have to become a software engineer. They will not listen to us that you have to become engineer because that is a stream where you have career. So that's what we used to do. But in this implementation, what we do in school, we give them an exposure towards all these streams, like what all streams are there, whether in engineering, if there is a software engineering which is a stream, what a software engineer does, what an electronic engineer does, what a mechanical engineer does. All these things are part of our STEM implementation, what we do, where like we teach them like if you want to become a computer software engineer, so you will be learning, so you will be doing some programming on the projects what you are involved in, and electronics engineer will be dealing with more of the circuits. So all these things we give them as input from our side when we conduct these sessions in the classroom. So being Joinbotics, we are into all these areas. Like we make sure that the school where we have presence will bring them all the technology related things which is useful for the students to understand or make their learning easy step. So that's where we are. We started with robotics, then we involved in 3D designing, 3D printing, and now we are into blockchain, cloud computing as well for some of our clients in Pune, which we started recently. We we offer all these things as I mentioned: 3D printing, robotics, and electronics, IoT, and coding programs with us. Like as I said, majorly it's all about STEM. When we say STEM, science-related topics, what they learn theoretically in the classroom, we make sure that practically they get the clear picture about it and they can understand, they understand it very well by their hands-on experience on the models what they build. So when we say technology part of it in STEM, like we teach them giving uh, intelligence to a model what they are building. So it's all about building different models, programming those models, and see the working of those models. That's where they understand. Okay, this is what the real application in the real world, which can be worked out like this. So that will be a miniature models what they build in each of the sessions what they do. And it's more onto engineering side as well. Like what we do, like we give them a model to build and we show it from our side, like this is how it can be built. Like we give the basic foundations and then it's in their hand to enhance the same thing, because nowadays if you see these students, they are more creative than the engineers. So all these students, they will be having many ideas in their mind, but they will not be having a tool how to make that idea work. So that's where we give them the inputs to use certain sensors, motors, or all circuits what they can build, which they can use with their creative mind and come up with an innovation model. So that's where we help them more. And these are all, there are many STEM advantages for the students when they learn these implementations. So we, as I mentioned, we use many equipments and many robotic tools, robotic equipments, and many other models as well. Inside the school lab, what we set up, we call it as a Techno Tamers lab. And where, so these are the different electronics and robotics related components, what I just wanted to show. So which we will be implementing in the lab, and that's where it acts as a center of excellence for them, where they can come up with their ideas, they can implement them, and they can build their own project, which will be useful for certain national level science exhibition as well. And we are, like as I mentioned, we have our presence in South India more. So we have around 35 plus schools where we have our own robotics lab called as Techno Tamers Lab, where we implement all these programs with the curriculum, and we take care of the implementation as well by supplying a full-time trainer to the school, so that it will not be a burden on the school how to execute the program. That's where we help out for the school. And lately, like we have added a full-fledged coding program as well for the school, where we start with basics of coding. Like we have curriculum designed from third grade onwards, like where we start with the Scratch, Blockly coding and all, and we end up in C, Java, and Python coding for higher grades, which includes even embedded programming also for the school, which nowadays the 9th and 10th grade students are more involved in, so that like they will be feeling it easy when they go into engineering degree. So there are different types of platforms what we use. It starts from scratch, and we even use simulation based programming, where the simulation happen on the screen where the time they code it, and then slowly we get into the structured programming and text-based programming, all those things. Then we bought like 3D printing as well, which is a part of the Techno Tamers Lab, where we start with 3D designing, where students will understand the designing aspects of the printing before, and then they learn the designing softwares, and then they use the same designing tool to print the objects, which can be even used for their learning part as well. Maybe like when they see a heart, in the 3D model of a heart inside the classroom, which explains them all the parts of different parts of heart as well, which they can design and they print the 3D model as per the picture. And then we bring some IoT projects, as I mentioned, which will be very helpful for them, the national level science competition and all, where they use it to build, to put their innovative ideas and bring those models alive. So we have different other plans to get into high-tech side as well, and different technology center to be built, so which will be useful for the students who want to choose this as a career option and learn in depth completely on these technologies what we implement at the school stage. So this is all about our Joinbotics implementation, what we do, and I think I will conclude my presentation here. And thanks for the organizers for inviting us to represent like our company and our implementations at this stage. Thanks a lot.